Good Saturday night, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I'm going to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. Sometimes in life, you have everything planned out on what you're going to do and everything else. I hadn't planned on being here today, but last night I got a call that a hot water heater was leaking, and so I had to take my happy ass and come back down here today and now go back tomorrow. And see, that's the thing you've got to be ready for in life. Nothing works out as you plan, and you've got to be able to roll with the punches and come up with a different plan always. And that's what our Cowboys have to do. We have literally done pretty much the status quo year after year after year. We kept Jason Garrett 10 years. And we hired Jason Garrett, literally, who was on the staff with Wade Phillips. And when Wade Phillips went, I was kind of like, but he was here with him and they failed. What the Cowboys have always done that has driven me crazy is they've always had everybody tied to the Dallas Cowboys of old. And you could see that even when they brought back last year Mike Zimmer, former coach. It's the familiarity that the Joneses have to have with people, and this is the first time that they've gotten comfortable with somebody who he was here for 2 years, but everybody else is all new. This is uncharted territory. Now, I pointed out earlier today how we're still making mistakes. The Cowboys, don't get me wrong, I have to applaud the Cowboys for getting Osa Nigazua done, at least starting the process with Mike Parsons and getting that started, for trying to get the players in free agents in early, and trying to get everybody on the same page and actually buying into the coach. I tell you today, when I was sitting there watching the press conference, I went ahead and I recorded the whole thing live because I actually enjoy listening to Brian Schottenheimer a lot more than Jason Garrett. I hated listening to Jason Garrett. One, he always had the shit-eating grin. Even after they lost in the playoffs, he always reminded me of a little league coach, a player does something wrong, stupid penalty. That's okay, Johnny. We'll get him next time. Here's your participation trophy. That's what it always felt. It never felt like anybody was held accountable. But as I was sitting there watching the press conference today, something seemed different. And I didn't know what it was until I saw it later on in an article. We got so used to seeing Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett always standing behind a podium. They're always standing on, at a podium like they're giving a lecture. The thing that was different was Brian Schottenheimer sat down at a table. And instead of it feeling like it was a lecture, you felt like you were having a conversation. Now, that may not mean much to too many people, but see, that is a personal side. That is engaging people to be part of the conversation. That I felt different watching it, and I didn't know why, because apparently that's what Wade Phillips used to do. And once Jason Garrett came in, that was Jason Garrett's way. Forgive me. And that was Mike McCarthy's way. That they were going to sit there and lecture you, to be above you and talking down to you, this authority and all. As opposed to Brian Schottenheimer talking to you, man and man, or man and woman, so to speak. And listening to him, the subtle changes that, like Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons having their lockers close together. That's the leaders of the team. Those guys talking and working together and hopefully getting the team in the same direction. Those are, I think, subtle changes that may bring this team more together. Now, make no mistake about it. That's all great to have the kumbaya moments and everything else. But you have to have the players to win as well. Now, it's funny how whenever the Cowboys do something, it's always the worst thing in the world. When I'm done here, I can't remember who offhand shared this clip, but they're sitting there talking about Tyler Booker before the Cowboys drafted him, and it basically said he's probably the second best offensive lineman. Whoever drafts him will sleep well that night because they know that they've got a starting guard for the next 10 years. Boy, I'm sorry, I'm tired tonight, guys. The drive home yesterday, the drive back today, and then the honey-do list from the wife. I'm worn out. But it's funny because after the Cowboys drafted him, all of a sudden it was like, oh, the Cowboys are reaching. They could have got a guard in the second round. What are they thinking? And that's funny how that's always the case when it comes to the Cowboys. Now, I saw Philip Ebar, my buddy from Uncle Phil, who had posted 2 days ago a link from a local television show, television news, excuse me. Like I said, I'm real tired tonight. But it was Dak Prescott donating $1.1 million for a new weight room and scoreboard for his high school. And what you've also seen is Dak Prescott, whose mother died from colon cancer while he was still playing football. I remember the draft and getting a phone call from a good friend of mine who let me know that Dak's brother had committed suicide. And for him to put himself out there between colon cancer research and awareness, as well as going to high schools and talking to kids about suicide and putting his money where his mouth is, shows you the kind of person and the leader that he is. The Cowboys are fortunate to have him. And having people like that, you can say all you want about Dak Prescott and say he's not a winner, he's a joker. I don't give a rat's ass what you think. Because you ain't paying my bills. I ain't sleeping next to you at night like I am my wife. But I know that guy is good. On the field and off the field. And it would be a travesty for the Cowboys not to do everything they can to help him succeed to get a Super Bowl. I pointed out earlier today how when I sit here and I look, and the Eagles have Jalen Hurts for a $21 million cap hit, A.J. Brown for a $17 million cap hit, Devontae Smith as a $7 million, Elaine Johnson as a $17 million cap hit, and Saquon, $6 million cap hit, and seeing them able to just sign player after player after player, where it's painful for us to get a freaking deal done. Micah Parsons should have been done last year. Everybody in front of him has already gotten their second deal. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait. And we've got another one of the best guards in football who it would save you money to get his deal done now. But instead, we wait, and we wait. You want to know how bad we are, guys? I want you to think about this. You could take Saquon Barkley's cap hit for this year and Devontae Smith, and we're paying that much in dead money to Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup. Yeah. Yeah. But hey, it's all Dak's fault. Don't forget to watch the clip after this, guys. And don't forget to tell the people you love how much you love them, because you might not get the chance again. I definitely love you guys and hope that we'll all be here tomorrow having another day. And I appreciate you. Whew. I'm going to take my yawning ass to bed. I'm tired. I'm real tired, boss.